Mic check, sound check. 1, 2, 3, and we are live. Welcome back to the JeSpective, where I do cultural commentary, go over some life lessons, and everything in between. Guys, again, I'm looking to have fun after a crazy week in the world. So wanted to sit down here with you guys today and go over another pop the balloon video. Sorry, having a moment. It's late where I am right now, but we got another pop the balloon video with Arlette Amuli, episode 15 today. So let's have fun. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, we have interesting cast of characters today. We'll see how this is going. Trying to figure out when this intro ends. Okay. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It feels a little longer today. I'm not really sure what's happening, but okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, there we go. We finally got...
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are back with another episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. And we've got some beautiful single ladies lined up.
Sorry, guys. I'm on my wrong account, so I don't have no ads here. So hopefully we don't get hit with ads in the middle of the stream, but major oversight on my part, so my bad. Real quick, in case you guys don't know what this is, it's just a popular dating show craze thing that's been going around YouTube. This particular YouTuber happens to be one of the best, I think. I think she has the most viral ones and the ones that get the most views generally. And I would say probably the most professional looking one. Typically what happens is you have men or women, they come out and they have all these the contestants themselves are coming out, and the women, in this case, are holding the balloon. And if they are interested, they will not pop the balloon. If they are uninterested, they of course will pop it. What makes this so interesting a lot of the times is that the balloon gets popped based on what one person might have said or how they look, their clothes, whatever it might have been. And it's kind of funny sometimes just seeing the reactions and how everything plays out. So that's really what we're looking for today. I'm going to try to break it down. I'm going to be as thorough as possible. And overall, well, most importantly, better yet, we're going to have some fun. So, all right, now that that's out the way, we understand what this is all about. Let's continue to get into it.
Make some noise, ladies. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hold on real quick before I get on with the stream. We got my first comment of the day from the chat. We have, 1 second. Oh man, got this off a little bit. From the live chat, first one of the day. The woman looked a little botched in this one. You know, I actually agree with you on that. They're not 100% looking the same way as some of the other ones have. I'm a bit surprised by that as well. But you said it, not me. I'm just agreeing with your thoughts here. All right. Anyways, let's keep going.
So we have got a group of single men waiting to come out here and meet y'all. So when they come around this corner, they'll come out one by one. If you're feeling him, if he's your type, he checks off all of your check boxes, do not pop your balloon. However, you know, if there's something he said that you're like, oh, red flag, or, you know, you just really can't see yourself dating this guy, go ahead and pop your balloon. And I'll go over to a few of you, see why you ended up popping. You guys ready? Yes. Okay. With that being said, let's go ahead and bring out our first single guy. Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold this.
How you doing, Arlette?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm not gonna lie. Already, when dude walked out with the white pants, we know that this guy has to be a menace, right? The way he walked out with the white pants and the black shoes, he already looks like he's a '90s villain, like Terrence Howard or something. But all right, let's see what he has to say before I go judging him based on appearance.
You, can we get your
Great.
name?
My name is Bryan.
Bryan, how old are you?
I'm 40.
40. And
All right, he's definitely a '90s supervillain. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't have to see much more to tell that this guy is a supervillain already. But let's see what else he has to
I'll
say.
be 41 in September.
okay, it's coming up. And Bryan, what do you do?
I'm an aircraft mechanic
Very
for a major airline.
All right.
So
Now,
I fix planes. I want you to get home safe.
we appreciate you. And now, what are some things that you like to do for fun?
Things I like to do for fun. I like trail riding. I live in Houston.
Okay.
I'm from New Orleans, but I like to ride horses. I'm a country guy. Okay.
See this look right here? See this look right here? He's scoping everyone out. He's right now, he's checking out the targets, and he's trying to make sure that there's at least one or two out of this bunch that he can walk away from. Walk away with today. He's scanning right now. I can see what he's doing, but we're gonna let him go.
I'm still city, but you know I like to do
Notice how when he talks, he never breaks eye contact. He just kind of keeps it going like this. Guy
country
never breaks eye
things.
contact.
I like to read. I'm from the ghetto, but I am a nerd. Okay, I like to read. I want to know about things that I don't know. Okay, I like to go
Let's appreciate a man who reads, just real quick.
lounges. Right, I like to go to museums. You know, I just like to really have a good time.
Okay. Nice. Now, what are some
We already got one person pop because he said he likes to go to museums. That's a damn shame. All right.
things that you're looking for in a woman?
Transparency, for sure. Transparency.
Okay.
If I can't see who you are when I meet you, then I would never know, right? Loyalty, that really, for men, that's a big thing, loyalty. I need to know when you out partying, having a good time, that you loyalty and you faithful to a man like me.
Okay. Now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breakers? I really don't have deal breakers, right? Because I'm from the ghetto, so I understand that, you know, we do a lot of things in our past and in our youth that is really a problem. So I don't really.
All right. I'm gonna call this out. He mentioned he's from the ghetto twice already. I have a feeling he's gonna mention that he's from the ghetto a lot more than he probably should. And if you notice, when he said it the second time, we heard a few more balloons pop. So let's see where this goes. I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot of him saying I'm from the ghetto and people feeling a way about it. But we'll see, because he's from the ghetto, but he likes to read. So let's give this man his credit. Let's continue.
Have any deal breakers, but as far as deal breakers, I don't really have any.
Okay. All right. So we did get a few pop balloons.
Okay.
Let's go on over to those ladies, see why they ended up popping.
No problem.
All right. Let's start right on over here.
First, before we we get into some of these reactions, the women looked a little botched in this one. This was the comment from earlier, but my overlay was broken, so I just wanted to put it on the screen. And again, yes, I agree. But let's keep going.
If we can have your name and age.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Parker, but I go by Mrs.
Okay.
I'm 39, and
You said you're
And-
39?
39.
All right.
And Mrs. Parker, what do you do?
I'm a professional makeup artist.
You're a makeup artist?
Yeah, shout out to Makeup by Mrs. Parker.
All right. And Mrs., why did you end up popping your balloon?
I popped your balloon because you said you don't have any deal breakers, and everybody has to have some type of deal breaker, so you have to have something that you don't like. But you
So what is she trying to say? That she thinks he's lying or he's shady? Now, here's the thing. I actually would agree with her slightly that everyone would have a deal breaker. I don't believe this nonsense that no one has deal breakers. What he's probably trying to say, though, generally, is that I'm cool with most people so long as you meet a certain standard. Now, again, not meeting that standard would be his deal breaker. So by him not saying that, it's a bit of a problem. But I feel like maybe he was just trying to be polite. We'll see where this one goes. Maybe.
look really nice. You look dapper. Nice to meet you.
It's definitely nice to meet you. When it comes to deal breakers, I'm not a surface level dating type of guy, right?
Okay.
I don't really care about your past. I'm from the ghetto. I'm from New Orleans, right?
I wonder where this guy's from.
So nothing that you've done in your past,
The answer is the ghetto, by the way, guys, if you were wondering. Just thought you should know that.
it doesn't matter to me because that was before me. After me, that's when you upgrade yourself. So that's why I said I don't have any deal breakers, because I don't want to say that, hey,
Damn, did the balloon just like fly across? Did the balloon just fly across them just now? That was a forceful pop that happened just now. I wonder who popped this time.
you're not my type because of what you've done in your past, not knowing that that wasn't right or wrong. Okay, so that's why.
Respect.
And now, is Mr. someone that is your type?
She definitely. She got this cowgirl going on. I'm from the South, right? So I like your outfit. I like what you got going on. Definitely.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to our next lady over here. If we can have.
I'm not gonna lie. If you notice this one thing about this guy, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, when he's looking at whoever he's talking to, he never breaks eye contact. He don't even look like he blinks. So this dude is kind of intense. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very intense dude right now, and a bit surprising, to be fair, because he said he's from the ghetto, and I felt for like half a second it would have been like that dude from the other episode who was going at everybody saying they're not qualified, and it really feels like he might be from the ghetto, but he has a ghetto gentleman kind of vibe. If that makes sense. Let's keep going.
Have your name and age.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and I'm 37. I'm from New Orleans as well, and I live in the DMV. And the reason why I popped my balloon is because I am from New Orleans, and just the energy just wasn't vibing with. Like, I think you're super cool. I love the way that you look. But as far as like energy, I feel like I've dated guys from New Orleans before, and it just did not work out for me. So I think because we come from the same place, it just clashes.
Okay. So since we come from the same place, it clashes.
Yeah.
I
I just haven't had really good relationship experiences dating people from my hometown.
You never met Bryan. You never met Bryan, but today.
You guys gotta look at his hand right here. The way his hand's moving like that, as he's getting ready, as he's listening to what they're saying, this guy's powering up. That's what I'm noticing. I'm paying attention to the body language here. Feels like as he's kind of cycling through in his mind what it is he's about to say in response to what they're saying, he's kind of like, yeah, go ahead, keep talking. I'm just gathering my energy here in this corner so I could probably come back and slap y'all with something, but we'll see. We'll see what
that
he
you
has to
did,
say.
you know what I mean? And today, definitely, you was a winner. But, the fact that you're from New Orleans, I respect that because I respect my home, and I'm prideful on being a Louisianimal, right? And I definitely was feeling you. But,
Thank you.
since you
Like I said,
popped
you're
on me,
very handsome.
we don't really deal with rejection too well. We respect that.
You know what's interesting about this? What's interesting about it is he is, as I mentioned, he's pretty intense, but he is also still a gentleman. Like I was mentioning earlier, he hasn't taken rejection in a way that would be embarrassing to watch or that would reflect poorly upon him. Up to this point, he's done a decent job. I'll give him credit.
But we move on.
And then
Nice to
Tracy,
meet you.
Tracy, we actually didn't get.
Also super intense. As I mentioned, I feel like this guy hasn't blinked once. He might have, but you never notice when he actually blinks. He just looks dead through you at this point. Look at this guy. This guy ain't playing. This guy's not playing. All right.
What do you do?
So I work in management. So the person that I kind of link with, we can kind of go into further of my career. Yeah.
What industry? What management? What industry?
I wouldn't like to say. Yeah, I would like to discuss that with the person that I match with. I think that's a little more in depth.
Okay. You're looking good today. I love the orange.
Let's go to
Definitely.
our next lady here. We can have your name and age.
My name is Chanel Kidd.
Real quick, guys. Like I said, I'm streaming this from the rogue account. So I think what's happening is that the ads are trying to come through and ad block is trying to block it. So just excuse the technical difficulty there. I'll have it fixed on the next stream.
And I am originally from Gary, Indiana. I live here in Phoenix, Arizona. Coco Stiletto on Instagram. I have my own business. I'm a business consultant, and I also create trivia games that I sell on Amazon.
Okay, and I'm sorry, we didn't get your age.
I am 42. And the reason why I popped my balloon is pretty much, and you already answered. You didn't have any deal breakers. I need someone that knows what he wants. I can be a handful sometimes as well. So, and it can be anything. So it's got to be something that makes you.
It's interesting that this is the second time someone is rejecting him because of the no deal breakers thing. And again, I think it makes sense, right? Like everyone has a deal breaker. Everyone has interest in things in which they don't like, in things that they, I guess, expectations of their partner. And it would be weird to say, hey, I have no deal breakers. You can kind of do whatever and it's going to be fine. So again, I don't think that's what he intended. I think he was more so trying to be polite and saying, hey, I'm open and I'm understanding to a lot of things. As he mentioned, he had a past himself. And he's probably just saying, hey, like, you know, I'm not going to immediately disqualify you up front based on certain things. But in the context of a dating show, that's a couple layers in order to, a couple levels deep, I would say, in order to even get to that point. And when you're just saying, I have no deal breakers, people take that to mean whatever it is they mean at that point. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking he meant, more or less, but it's just not necessarily received that way.
You tick that you can be honest about. So that's why I popped my balloon. And you kind of remind me of my nephew, just kind of. It's just me.
Okay.
Kind of remind you of my nephew? Okay. So you said the deal breakers would be because I don't have a deal breaker?
Correct.
Okay, well, I could have a clean...
I need a man to tell me something.
Oh man, hold on. I might have spoke too soon. He looked like he about to turn up on her. Hold on.
Tell me what he want and don't want.
And
If you
that
can't
will-
tell me that,
and
I
that-
might jump all over you.
And that will come, definitely. I will definitely tell you where you're going wrong at. But as far as a deal breaker, I have a clean slate with everybody. I'm the type to trust you before I not trust you. I'm going to give you that grace before I don't give you that grace, right? But I respect how you feel.
I like that response. My
Yeah, I mean, you see, like that's somewhere in the line, somewhere in the realm of what I was saying. He's basically saying, like, I'm going to try my best not to immediately disqualify you and put all these negative connotations onto you without necessarily, like, you have to give me a reason to distrust you, right? The default setting is you have a clean slate, just as he expects for himself. And he's basically saying, hey, it's not bad until you make it bad. Until you show me there's something I should be concerned about. So, I mean, I could respect it. Again, like I said, when you're presented as you have no deal breakers, I think it comes off differently. But I mean, now that he's talking about it more, I feel like we understand what it is he's trying to say. So, okay.
I circle back, but
You might go get back?
Mike,
You want your balloon back?
Do you want that balloon back?
Not yet.
Okay.
you got to get the gab I see, so we're just gonna.
I got the gift of gab.
Let's go on
It's
to our next
transparency,
ladies.
love.
Okay, if we can start off with your name and age.
Hi, I'm Janae. I'm 34.
Hello,
And
Janae.
Janae, what do you do?
I'm in school for fashion design. I'm an office assistant, and I'm a new entrepreneur.
you.
Just about to launch my fitness clothing line called WeFit.
Okay, and why did you end up popping your balloon for Bryan?
Hey, Brian. I love the way you speak, but for me, it was the pants. I don't like the pants too tight. I'm kind of...
Guys, how we feel about these pants? I thought when he first walked out with the pants, he was a super villain. But that was me. Besides that, I don't know. I don't know how to react to what she's saying here. Hold on.
ghetto too, so I like them a little loose, and that was just it for me.
All right. Okay. So she's disqualifying him because of his style. I always find this one a little bit weird because though I get it and I understand it, and I think a style to a certain extent would be like, I'd prefer a partner who dresses like this. I always feel like, someone shows up in an outfit on that particular day. That does not necessarily speak to their style entirely or the choices that they make or will make for future dates, outings, gatherings, what have you, right? And so I always find it a bit weird when I see people extra nitpicking on the fashion choices up front, because I feel like though you might not like a certain style, if there's other things you like about them, their personality, what they got going for themselves, and whatever else, the style might be something that could be worked on. I don't know. Let's see if she says she has any other issues with him, because so far she did say she liked the way he speaks, but she says she's disqualifying him because of the pants. So let's see.
Okay. How old are you?
34.
You're 34. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
How many baby daddies?
I have 3.
You got 3 baby daddies. Okay.
I should have said 0. Because it's just me.
You gonna lie to the public?
No, I have
Wait, hold on. She said she has 3. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta just back up just a little bit here.
Okay.
I should have said 0.
Wait a minute.
Because it's just that was just it for me.
Okay. How old are you?
34.
You're 34. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
How many baby daddies?
I have 3.
You got 3 baby
Oh.
daddies.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
I should have said 0. Because it's just me.
You gonna lie to the public?
No, I have 3, but it's just me. I'm a single parent. There's no man in my life.
No man in your life?
Nope.
Why
Except
is the
my
reason
boys.
for there no man in your life?
Oh, all right. Now, I'm gonna let it play for a little bit. I won't interject too much here. I want to kind of see what it is he's gonna say. But interesting. All right. Before he goes off, let me just say my thoughts. I am curious if, in her view, it really is just the pants, because where it kind of seems like this might go is that it's a little weird that he just got disqualified for some white pants that she says are a little too on the tight side. But inversely, she has 3 kids by 3 baby daddies. Now, I will say this. I understand things happen in life, and it might not necessarily play out the way you want, but I do feel when you have certain situations, you are usually life kind of forces you to be a little bit more flexible when it comes to trying to get a partner, date, or put yourself out there. So I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. It does feel a bit weird that he just got disqualified for some tight pants from the person who has 3 baby daddies with 3 kids. I'm trying my best not to channel the inner Kevin Samuels here, because that's not me, but it feels a little bit like that. But let's see what he has to say, because I might be jumping the gun here.
Well, my first child, his father passed away, and the other 2 are nowhere to be found. So what can you do?
All right. So one passed. Okay. So one passed away, and I don't know if that necessarily means she would have been with him now, and then the 2 are just deadbeats, effectively. So, okay, still not good. The one who passed away, I don't think she can help that. That's fair. But for the 2 deadbeats, not looking good so far.
Like that? What's wrong with them?
Something. Only God knows.
Or is there something wrong with you?
Possibly, but I think I'm just fine.
I think you're just fine as well.
Thank you.
Right.
Give this guy his credit for keeping his energy. You see this? Number one, his eye contact has never been broken. He got denied. He's still shooting his shot. All right, I'm gonna give him some credit. This guy is not breaking character. He might be a supervillain, but not in a bad way. More like an anti-hero. So you know what? Let's give this man his credit, because he's still working here. He is not out. He's down, but he's not out. Let's bring that back one more time.
Can you do?
They do you like that? What's wrong with them?
Something. Only God knows.
Or is there something wrong with you?
Possibly, but I think I'm just fine.
I think you're just fine as well.
Thank you.
Guy's not playing.
But to say that a 41-year-old man is disqualified because of his pants,
Yeah.
You're 41?
I'll be 41 in September.
Okay, because I was like, I thought you said 40.
I'll be 41 in September. That's coming up.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like what she just did right there. She tried to Uno reverse on him real quick. Like, oh, I thought you said something else, because he's getting on her right now about you disqualifying me for some pants. And then she was almost trying to change the subject. Hey, by the way, didn't you say something else? But she probably had to say that just to buy herself some time, so that way she is in a position to have a rebuttal. So let's see, because it looks like he's about to get at her for that.
I like it. It's okay for you. It's not my style. You know, with everything going on, I like the pants to be a little baggy, that's all.
Where you from, love?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been out here?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Let's go on over here.
All right. You know what? Credit to this guy, because he didn't even say any of the things I was thinking he might have said. He generally kept it respectful. He looked like he could have, or he was going to, but I feel like he stood his ground, but he kept it classy and respectful. And instead of kind of jumping in the mud and going there in a place that would be great for the internet, but bad for the women standing there, in a way where you see how she's at least smiling at the end of that interaction, she would have felt differently. He did his thing and being the man here, and not trying to put a woman down for no reason. So shout out to this guy. I gotta admit, sometimes first impressions are actually the worst, because I felt like when I saw him, I had an idea on what was gonna happen. I even thought it was gonna be a certain way when I titled this video, and then now I'm watching it and I'm seeing that's definitely not how I thought it was gonna play out. So shout out to him. Dude is, in fact, the ghetto gentleman. So shout out to him.
Here, if we can have your name and age.
I am Venusian, 39.
And you said Venusian? And what do you do?
I'm a TikTok creator manager.
Cool. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm a free-spirited woman, so having to check in with somebody like they are my parent is something that I don't subscribe to, so that's why I popped my balloon.
Wait,
What do you mean check in like they're your parent?
Yeah. What
The
does that
way
mean?
that you were discussing how somebody needs to constantly, when we're out and about, to text or call and check in, that's something that I don't subscribe to, so that's why I popped.
I don't think that's what he means. People are different. I think he's more just saying, like, if you go out and however you're out in the world, however long you are, sorry. If you go out and you are out in the world for however long, just check in. Let me know that you're good, and let me know that you are okay. And some people, it's their way of showing you that it's not only the way of showing you, but it's their way of personally feeling, having some peace of mind and knowing that you're safe, right? And this guy looks like he's in a position where he probably thinks, hey, I want to have my woman protected. I want to make sure that if I'm not there, she's okay and nothing crazy happened, even though it doesn't happen most of the time. It's always about being prepared when it happens some of the time, or something happens some of the time. So some people just like a check-in and say, hey, by the way, I was headed home. I made it there safely. Hey, I'm going to visit somebody. I got there safely. Hey, my night's over. I'm back home. Things like that. Some people prefer this. It's kind of like a courtesy text, and there are varying degrees into which you would do this. But I don't. The way she kind of phrased it as a checking in like a, what did you say? Checking in like a parrot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to rewind that. But yeah, I feel like that probably misses the point of what he's getting at. Hopefully he explains it well here, as I just attempted to do.
Pop my balloon.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a TikTok creator manager.
TikTok creator manager? For what company? Or is it for yourself?
It's for TikTok.
For TikTok?
Social media.
Okay, social media?
Social media agent.
All
Yes.
Okay, how
Sorry
many kids
about
you
that.
have?
I have 2.
How many baby daddies?
2.
2?
Let me bring that
Okay.
back a little bit.
So you didn't think
my
after the-
headphone just went out. I couldn't even hear
I'm
it for
a
half a second there.
free-spirited woman, so having to check in with somebody like they are my parent is something that I don't subscribe to. So that's why I pop my balloon.
What do you mean check in like they're your parent?
The way that you were discussing how somebody needs to constantly, when we're out and about, to text or call and check in, that's something that I don't subscribe to. So that's why I pop my balloon.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a TikTok creator manager.
All right,
TikTok creator manager? For what
It's funny. I waited for him to explain it, and he was just like, "Okay." Like he decided not to even touch that right there. Again, like I said, I feel like he just takes the higher road on certain things, and honestly, as a man, I think in most cases it's appreciated. It's the thing you should probably do. So again, shout out to him.
company, or is it for yourself?
It's for TikTok.
For TikTok?
Social media.
Okay. Social media?
Social media agent, yes.
Okay. How many kids you have?
I have 2.
How many baby daddies?
2.
2? Okay. So you didn't think after the first one that you wanted to marry the next one?
No.
Oh, snap. All right, this guy. All right. After, oh man, look at this girl in the back. She's like, I might have dodged this moment right here, guys. I might have just dodged this moment right here. I'm not gonna lie. This looks like he just summoned the ghost of Kevin Samuels for this moment, because that is not what I expected.
No? Okay. Okay.
Oh, and once she heard that, she was not a fan. I am curious as to why she popped it. There's 2 thoughts. She has a kid. Probably 3 thoughts. No, we'll go back with 2. She has a kid, and when he said that, she has a kid, or probably in a similar situation. And when he said that, she's like, "Oh, that rubbed me the wrong way," or 2, this is the sisterhood of the traveling pants. I never read that book, but I'm gonna say it's the sisterhood. There's always this thing, and I've seen it in the shows before, where the girls don't like the way one of the girls was talked to, and like in solidarity, will pop their balloon. Like it seems really rare that all the girls would be okay with the guy, quote unquote, disrespecting any of the girls, and them then going on to be like happy with the guy afterwards. I've seen it play out that way a couple of times. I'm gonna guess that's why she did it. That's what I'm leaning. It could be another reason, but we'll see when they get to her. All right, anyways, let's keep going.
I was just asking because for real men, that's what matters. Your first one is given. Your second one, the mistake is on you.
Oh, is it? Well, there's
That's definitely
circumstances
right.
under.
Okay, now she's upset. Now she's upset. Now she is thinking, how can I fight this guy back right now? I can see that the rage kind of building up here. We'll see.
Why I got
That's
pregnant,
definitely
but
right.
That's nor here or there, and that's
Yeah,
not
but
what I'm here for.
Okay, definitely. You're a beautiful woman, though.
Thank you.
But I respect your answer.
Thank you. Let's
And then right at the end there, in the ghetto gentleman, ghetto gentleman fashion, even though he got a little intense, he made sure he brought it back, or he tried to bring it back. So still credit to the man. He got a little spicy there, though. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little spicy there, but he still did his thing. Okay.
go back here. Okay. We can start off with your name
Yep.
and age.
I'm Shay, and
Again,
I'm
wrong
37.
account, guys. My
How you
bad.
doing, Shay?
I'm doing amazing.
Shay, what do you do?
So I work for the county, and I have my own hair business and a few other little small businesses.
All right. And now, why did you end up popping your balloon?
So originally I was feeling it. I like I don't want to say a bad boy, but I like somebody that's outspoken. But the question of, I feel like you're challenging the women. Oh, how many baby daddies you got? And then, it just, does that matter? You say future, so that's their past. It's not their future. How many kids do you have?
I have one daughter. She's 19.
Do you want more?
I do.
My balloon still pop because I don't want any more.
okay.
You don't want any more?
Not at all. I have
You can't have
one.
any more? You
No, I'm
choose
choosing.
not
I
to
choose
have
not to have
any
any more. I have a
Okay.
almost 14-year-old, and
Okay, yeah. Well, the reason for me asking their past about the baby daddies, because it lets me know where they're going in their future. If you didn't want to have a baby daddy for the second time, then that lets me know that you was uncareful of what you're dealing with.
do you necessarily
Okay.
believe that somebody's past is their past that don't determine their future?
Not-
Because I mean, I can look at you and say,
Wait a minute. I got to bring that back a little bit, because I was I was checking on something, and I feel like he's trying to cook. I feel like he's trying to cook up real quick. Hold on, let's bring it
kids
back
do
just a
you
little
have?
bit.
I have one daughter. She's 19.
Do you want more?
I do.
My balloon still pop because I don't want any more.
Okay.
You don't want any more?
Not at all. I
You
have.
can't have
one.
any more. You
No, I'm
choose
choosing.
not
I
to
choose
have
not to have
any
any more. I have a
Okay.
almost 14-year-old, and
Okay, yeah. Well, the reason for me asking their past about the baby daddies because it lets me know where they're going in their future. If you didn't want to have a baby daddy for the second time, then that lets me know that you was uncareful of what you're dealing with.
do you necessarily
Okay.
believe that somebody's past is their past that don't determine their future?
Not
Yes and no. Yes and no. Because so what happens is that if you, all right, we all have a past. We have things that we are proud of, things that we are not proud of, decisions we've made, decisions we should have made, and decisions we simply didn't make, right? And when we say someone's past is their past, sure, if like it's normally used in the context of someone had a bad past or a past again that they're not proud of, but going forward, did they make the necessary changes to not repeat past mistakes? If they're doing the same things that they did in the past, in the present, and they just want to say, well, the past is the past, don't look at the past, then that's not necessarily the same thing. So a lot of the times when someone is talking about looking at your past, they're trying to look at your past because it shows your past frame of mind and it shows where you might be at the current moment. Now, it does not necessarily mean that's how you are and that's how you will be, but it's just an idea. And based on how recent the past and based on your frame of mind right now, we'll let that person know if you are the person that they want to go forward with. So I understand. We always like to say, hey, your past isn't your past, and we shouldn't hold that against people. But and in a way, I kind of agree, but we have to be clear about what we mean by that, right? Because it's a lot more nuanced, generally speaking. So, okay, let's continue.
Because I mean, I can look at you and say like you made people make mistakes. And it could happen. I feel like once or twice, okay, some things become a choice, but your past doesn't determine
When
you.
it comes to once is a mistake. Twice, that's on you.
Okay, so then say like you get into a relationship with somebody, you get married, and things don't work. So then I guess you made a mistake, and then so you once is a mistake, and then twice is. I don't believe in that because I believe things happen.
Sweetheart, twice is on you.
Okay,
You
well,
should have learned from that very first
No,
mistake. Okay,
lessons are
and
to be
not
learned.
saying that your child is a mistake, right?
Of course
But the
not.
fact that you chose the wrong man to have kids with, and secondly, not to have a marriage after the next one or before the
Marriage
next
doesn't
one.
determine.
Ooh, all right. This is a lot. This part's a lot spicier than I thought, but I have to say, guys, I kind of agree with him here. I kind of agree with him here. He's really just saying like, shouldn't fall for the same mistakes twice. And it's hard because when we talk about kids, like kids are a funny thing. If you had an unplanned child before they are actually here, you probably would think about them differently, right? You're probably thinking about them as like, oh, I have this responsibility on the way and this thing I have to take care of. And for some people, they might wonder, do I even want to go forward with this pregnancy or not? And I get that. But for most people, once they actually have the kid, there's actually a person who has a name, who depends on you, and you love and care for them and grow a bond. And you always think of it as like, oh, well, like I would never want to live in the reality where I didn't have them. And we understand that. But again, when you're bringing in a kid, most of the times, the things that we have to think about is how do we bring in these kids in the best possible conditions that would set them up for future success. And so why I bring that up is because, well, look, typically speaking, the best situation for kids is a 2-parent household. That's what a lot of the, I'm not going to pull one up now, but it looks like that's what a lot of the studies show. And it doesn't even necessarily matter if it was like a man and a woman. It's just 2-person household, right? Having 2 partners. Doesn't matter what the orientation is. For the most part, that's just the best that produces the best outcomes. So why I say that is because if you are bringing a kid into the world, you brought one into the world once under, less than ideal situations, then, going forward, it would behoove you to be a little bit more careful doing it a second time or a third time or a fourth time. And so when he says that, or at least what it sounds like he's saying right now, he says, hey, if you did something like that twice, it shows poor judgment on you. And you are trying to say, well, don't look at my past and don't judge me, as a way to not accept accountability, right? Which is not, which is kind of crazy, right? So, I'm pretty I feel like that's where he's going here. So let me stop yapping for a second. Let me let him get to it.
And I'm a person that wants to be married, but marriage don't determine anything. I done known people to be married for a long time and it don't work out, baby. So yeah, you are honey bun.
Okay.
You're too aggressive now.
No problem. Well, the girl.
Well, and look, to be fair to her, marriage would not necessarily be the only way to bring up, to get into a partnership with the kid. But I will say, if it's not, sorry, as I get into a partnership with the kid, marriage would not be the only situation in which to bring a kid into the world. But the reason why people point to marriage a lot of times, some people are religious, but other people, it just speaks to a arrangement in which two people are going to try their best to work it out together, and they're with each other. And it shows a certain level of commitment that shows that, hey, I'm going to be here. We're going to be here together. And within this bond, we're going to try to raise a family, bring up kids, so on and so forth. But listen, if you didn't need marriage to do that and you were going to stick around anyway, then that would be fine. But I'm not sure if that's what she's saying here. It sounds like she's just saying, oh, I know some marriages that turned out bad, so, why would I do marriage? And if that's what she's saying, then I think I feel you, but also, sometimes it feels weird where it's like people are not looking for a partner that they would necessarily commit to long enough to raise a kid, but and so it's like they take the idea of a commitment to a partnership, a long-term partnership or marriage, more seriously than the reality of bringing a kid into the world. And that's the thing where I'm just like, that rubs me the wrong way, because I'm like, in my view, bringing the kid into the world is really a big deal. You have a person who is 100% dependent upon you and everything you do. And a lot of what you do during their time of being during their coming of age will determine their outcomes for their life. So, all right, I went on a bit of a tangent here, guys. I apologize, but just had some thoughts. Okay.
Aggressiveness that comes from a Southern man, right?
Baby, let me explain
and we
something to
stand
you.
on what we talking
My roots
about.
come from Texas, so.
Okay, I'm from New Orleans.
Okay, so
you know what I mean.
South,
So
the
when
battles of the South,
All right,
like I
Bryan,
said again.
Bryan, let's move on. Let's
okay,
move on. Let's
no
move on.
problem.
All right.
Have a good day, love.
And real quick, that happens to be the only person he couldn't make peace with, because it got too heated, and it just wasn't gonna work out. He's from New Orleans, and look, I still give him credit. He was a little aggressive with this one, but he's generally a nice enough guy. He's not like the you did me a favor dude. So shout outs to him again.
If we can have your name and
look, and shout outs to her too. She decided to shout outs to her as well. She decided to fight for herself. I don't necessarily agree with where she was coming from, but I always have some respect for someone who tries to stand their ground. So shout outs to her as well.
age.
Hi, my name is Shay, and I'm 37.
And Shay, what do you
Hello,
do?
Shay.
I am an insurance adjuster, and I'm just waiting to take my real estate license.
Very nice. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Just based off of the energy. I didn't want to pop it too soon. I like to feel you out first, but just based off of the energy and the conversations that were had between the women, and just overall, that's it.
Okay. So you a follower?
No. I went up. That's why I said I didn't pop it right away. I wanted to see for myself.
So you didn't like my responses and the women that I responded to? You didn't like the responses?
Just the energy from it. Yeah.
It's so funny because I was saying this about this girl when she popped, like however long ago I said that, 10 minutes. I have no concept of time right now. So yeah, but I just find it funny though, because again, that's that sisterhood of the traveling pants stuff I was talking about. it's like when girls see one of the other women be quote unquote disrespected, there's no way they're gonna let that stand, and you're gonna go over here and say, well, you know what, I'm gonna disrespect this girl, again to their view, and let you get a win by walking out of here with me. I'm gonna stand up for my fellow woman, and we're gonna fight against guys like this. So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, like I said, I've seen this a lot in these dating shows, but okay.
The energy is too strong for you, huh?
Not necessarily too strong. I just didn't too much care for it.
That's understandable. I respect that, though.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go on over here.
And also, again, to be fair to her, because I might be going too much into the sisterhood narrative, it just could be something she saw, and she's just like, hey, it's just not my cup of tea in terms of how people respond to other people, right? I can see that sometimes too. I can see someone talking in a way that you just be like, oh, that's not going to do it. So it could be that as well. As she saw them going back and forth, excuse me, she just determined not for me. So, okay, makes sense.
Here, if we can have your name and age.
Davinia, and I'm 41.
And Davinia, what do you do?
I'm a compliance analyst for a payment processing company.
Okay. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I popped my balloon. I was waiting because I was trying to feel the energy, the vibe, the connection, chemistry. And I believe he was speaking very well, very suave, handsome gentleman. So I was trying to give it some time. But then it started to feel like an attack. And I didn't like or agree with the attack. So that was why.
All right. So see, guys, I got it. All right. I called it. She felt like it was an attack on the sisterhood. Okay.
Pop my balloon.
Okay. So you say it felt like an attack. Can you elaborate on that?
You don't judge people from their past, or you like to start off with a clean slate. I don't think that if a relationship works out for a woman and it happens to be her second baby daddy, per se, I don't think that's her fault. So if she decides to stay and marry the man, like Bryan says, then that means she's settling. And I don't agree with a woman.
One more time. Let me make sure I understand her argument. One more time. Just bring it back a little bit.
Daddy, per se. I don't think that's her fault. Has, or you like to start off with a clean slate. I don't think that if a relationship works out for a woman and it happens to be her second baby daddy, per se, I don't think that's her fault. So if she decides to stay and marry the man, like Bryan says, then that means she's settling. And I don't agree with a woman having to settle just because the opinions of others thinking that, it's going to be her fault. It's her fault because it didn't work out. No.
Okay. I might have missed that thread in the previous conversation if it was stated, because I was going off on a separate thread that was also kind of stated. So let me address her point here. And say, I feel where she's coming from, and she makes a good point as well. She's basically saying, hey, if you had a kid with somebody and then the relationship is terrible, you should not necessarily be obligated to stay in there just so that other people would be like, well, you're not a baby mama, right? Or you have a baby daddy, or whatever you want to say. And necessarily basically bowing to the pressure of society and how certain people might brand you from being in that position. So from that perspective, I think she's right, because also, as I was mentioning before about bringing kids into the world, if you are in a toxic relationship, then your kids will pick up on that toxicity within the household. And so you then are not necessarily reaping the benefits of what a two-person household would bring for the kids because of all the negativity and just batshit craziness that is that they are actually seeing displayed within the household. So, yeah, she has a point. If you're in a terrible relationship, even if it happens to be the person you have a kid with, I understand it might be best at first to try to make it work, but if it's just really not there, it's just really not there. So look, fair point, and I want to make sure I call that out as well.
because people they start off with different personas, and then you slowly kind of learn who they really are. So if you decide to walk away because that situation isn't healthy for you, that doesn't mean that it's your fault that it didn't work out.
Okay. Okay. So there's 4 billion women on the planet. I'm a black American from Louisiana. I have the choice to have the pick of the litter. So why would I pick you if you have multiple baby daddies?
Well, don't pick me.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you
I
have
understand
the choice.
that.
You have the choice. We all have a choice.
I have the choice, but
Yeah.
you're judging me on the fact that I have the choice.
No, I'm not judging you. That just means that I'm not for you. If you're gonna judge me because my second baby daddy didn't work out for me, then I'm not for you. You know, so I'm not judging
And I
you and your
understand that.
opinion
How many kids
and your
you have?
preference. I have 3.
You have
25,
3?
18, and 12.
Okay, how many?
Oh, it winds up being both scenarios that I was saying. I said it's either she has a similar scenario to the other woman, or it was the sister, the traveling pants, and it's both. Interesting.
Baby daddies?
2.
2. Okay. So it's no disrespect towards that, right? But I just want you to understand, when it comes to a man of top tier, right, we give you a few from one man.
Real quick, this is 100% the spirit of Kevin Samuels, because he said a man who's top tier. We all know he wanted to say high value man. He didn't want to invoke. He didn't want the music to start playing and a suit to drop onto his body as he was talking. So that's why he said what he said. All right, let's keep it going.
That's it. If you have multiple from a different man, that disqualifies yourself.
So it disqualifies a top tier woman from getting a top
That's
tier
exactly
man
right. Why?
if
Because
she
there's
has-
billions of women on this planet. All right?
I respect your opinion.
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right, let me. Oh man. All right. This toward the end here, it's actually going a lot worse than I thought. In terms of it started off very ghetto gentleman, and it's ending very combative. I feel like he's still trying, but at this point, he's still trying to be respectful, but he also wants to make his point, and he's not trying to couch it as much. Just that last point he was making there, I will try to make it for him and clean it up if it's possible. And I think it's relatable if we would think about it. He's probably just saying, like, if you are, however you would define a high value guy, and if you don't, okay. It would be like if you did not have that situation yourself. Imagine you had no kids and you met someone who had a lot of nice qualities and things you like, but then she did have her own kids. She did have a family from a previous relationship. I think in that scenario, she would really have to be way above average in a lot of different areas in order for you to probably want to pick her out of someone else who's in a similar situation, but does not come with those attachments. Now, it isn't to say that some people feel differently, but it's just a lot of people it's like the more they have going for themselves, the more they feel as though they would want to have these new experiences with that partner themselves and not necessarily have to take on the responsibility and deal with someone who's kind of bringing in that history. I think is just the way it is. I don't know why he brought up the high value man thing in particular, because in the context of that can mean a lot of things. It could mean a certain type of earner. It could mean a certain status, whatever. Most people are not that. So, it's interesting to bring that up, but I would say probably generally, depending upon where people are in their life, if you're meeting a person who has a lot going for themselves, they don't have a family yet, they meet a person who does have a family, and they're young enough, then, the person who has a lot going for themselves, they'd probably say, oh, I'd forgo that. But if both people have a family from previous relationships, and I think a lot of people are probably okay to do the Brady Bunch thing, and everyone's probably happy there. So the situation does vary, is the moral story here. But just wanted to clean up that high value man thing he's trying to describe, because I think that's where he's going from, which again is taken right from the Kevin Samuels playbook. So I get what he's trying to say. Okay.
Well, Bryan, that is all the balloons popped.
No problem.
But we do thank you for coming on. Let's go ahead and give it up for him, ladies.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Oh man, look at everyone's face. All right, guys. I actually want to do some more, but that's all the time I have for today's stream. It's a little late for me. I got some things to do in the morning, and I got to end it here. So I'm gonna leave this as a part 1 of this episode 15. Y'all let me know in the comments if you want me to continue on with this episode and finish it out in a subsequent stream later in the week. So again, had fun. Hope y'all did too. Anyways, well, if not, then that sucks. But all right. That's my perspective. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe, as I got much more content like this on the way. So until next time, YouTube, peace. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Arlette Amuli. This is great content, and we love reacting to it here on this channel. I'm going to leave the original link for this video in the description below. And yeah. Have fun, guys. Until next time. Peace.